Yo Rana, and welcome to FM Tahiti. Hope you're all well. And we've got a couple of games for you again, standard. We're going to play the Jupiters, or rather their Jupiters in the Mutiny Trophy in our last game, but the other teams have got a game slightly later on. To see hopefully what our fate is. Because we left it a little bit in the balance. We've not done as well in this one as we could have done. So whether we get to the final or not, it's still up in the air. And then we potentially will play Moria after this in the league. But I'll just show you briefly, as is tradition, what's happened in the past. So, last videos, I think was somewhere up around when we played the Eels, potentially. So we had Sky Brights, we had the Eels, I think. Morpia we beat 1-0. Sethwaite penalty, a bit even, but a win is a win. Then we had a 4-all epic against Papite. And to be honest, I don't think we deserved the point in the end. They were generally a bit better than us. They looked more threatening anyway. But we just kept pegging them back, kind of in the end. And Yannick Janin, with his hat-trick, was the hero of that. Then we played Motu 1. 3-0 was the scoreline for that one, with Chisholm getting a brace on, because I was resting Gerard for a little bit, and Yannick getting the other goal, he's in amazing form. And he's improving no end. So he's got 17 goals in 25 appearances in total, but 15 starts. And he's just on a really good streak, actually. Where can I see it? It's analysis. Form. See there, 1-3, 2-3. Came back from training, the barren period, but generally, he's having a very good first season for us. He's having that kind of same sort of first season that Gerard or semi-Gerard had, who in turn isn't actually doing that badly. He's got 15 as well, but he's had some injuries and tiredness kind of issues to deal with. So you've got the Mutiny Pride Trophy. We're playing the Jupiters, and if we have a look at the stages here, Takaroa above us. We need to beat the Jupiters to get enough points to take us above, and then we need Takaroa to lose their next Mutiny match, which is... Sorry, there's a way to actually just see the next set of fixtures, and I've not done it properly. Right. This one I should have just clicked on from this. So Takaroa will be playing Naruto, who are the holders of the cup, as we know, because they trashed us. So we need Naruto to do us a favour if we win. If we don't win, it doesn't matter. It's done. So I've got Chisholm starting, again because I'm resting Gerard if we're going to play Moria next, who are a strong team in the league. I want Gerard fresh for that potentially. Manuel's on for Waite, who is suspended. Spearling's on a yellow card, so he could end up suspended, so I might as well just let him play, and then Naradona can come on for a run of a couple of matches. And then everything else is fairly standard. On ball through to Yanin straight away. Powerful shot. Recycles it. Yeah, not a bad start. 18 seconds in. Get our first corner. Trying to get it back in. Weaver. I've changed the camera angle as well. So we've got it on director now, so it'll swap around a bit more dynamic. I'd had it on the normal kind of, I think it's the TV view or the side view. Pull back a bit just because I wanted to see the shape and stuff going in. He's there, but he wasn't quick enough to get the rebound. Con Richards, Spearling, one of you. It just keeps getting blocked. Yeah, I'd had it on that other view because I wanted to be able to see the kind of shape of the tactic and the way the players were moving and stuff like that. Traditionally, I quite like playing on 2D still for that. Chisholm gets it. Good goal. Steals it off the feet of the defender. And finishes nice and calmly. And Chisholm's really good at that. Yanin's actually quite good at that as well. Gerard not quite as much. But Gerard's just generally a stronger finisher and runner than the two of them. So yeah, as I was saying, I quite liked 2D view because you can see the structure and the tactics and that kind of stuff. I like that kind of pulled back side view. Ooh, almost went in. For kind of similar reasons. But I actually realised now my tactics working fairly well. Almost got that in. Go on, Yan in. He normally gets those. Yeah, because the tactics working fairly well, I don't really need to do that. I might go back to it if I need to make some tweaks. But also, Chisholm at the back post. No one there stopping him. So making a good claim in the group. Just need someone else to do us a favour by the looks of things. So, yeah, also in one of the other matches, I think I recorded it. Pretty sure, I did. And I also tweeted about the goal as well. Yannick scored an overhead kick. And when I was trying to get the recording back together so I could put up a little overhead kick video for him to go up on Twitter, I played around with the camera angles. Oh, that was cheeky. It just looked like he kind of, this weird kind of stab chip Yannick did. So yeah, I changed the camera for that, put it on director to get a slightly better view, and now I've just stuck with it, I think. I said all this, have I actually stuck it on director or is it on TV? There we go. It's on director. After all that, I hadn't actually done it. Chisholm looks like he'd be a good shout for his hat-trick. Pushing us back a bit, but Spearling shaped it well. Spearling's done well this season. He's not prolific or anything, but he's getting in the right positions. He feels very much like a good kind of attacking midfielder who fits in that pocket. He's almost got, and this is a massive over-exaggeration, but he's almost got that kind of Paul Scholes-esque late run and shot thing going on. Obviously, nowhere near as good, strong, accurate. He's almost as good in the tackle as Scholes there. And well, get in. Oh, Chisholm, hat-trick. 26 minutes. It's a reasonably quick hat-trick. So yeah, I'm not going to show all the... After this goal, I think, unless the goals are amazing, I'm not going to show all the highlights because it makes the match drag on a little bit. Unless it's something spectacular. We might not score anymore. So I'm thinking, yeah, it was a good choice to rest Gerard and put Chisholm on. I'm actually now thinking I might bring Gerard on for maybe 20 minutes and rest Yannick for part of that. Just let Chisholm do his thing. I was actually looking at Chisholm's goal scoring record before this match. It's not actually, in the league anyway, it's not actually amazing. I think he's got less than 10 goals in the past 2 seasons with us. Admittedly, he didn't play as much last season as he could have done. But it's not like he's amazing in terms of his record in the league, but he does clearly get a lot of goals still. Oh, good tackle, Spearling. Told you he was like Scholes. The main problem I have with Spearling is that I've also got Narendonu who can play in that position. That was... Even the director camera wasn't expecting that because you could barely see him at the edge of the screen there. Okay, we'll watch this one briefly just so you can see him get his head on it again. There it goes. So I think Lamb was technically doing what I told him to do then. So the fullbacks are told to cross from deep and to cross kind of often, and they're told to cross to the target man. And Chisholm's in the target man role for this. So that was, I'm going to claim that as sort of perfect tactical genius. 4 goals for Chisholm. Yeah, pretty happy with this. I can't really complain. I mean, there's a good chance it doesn't matter how many we score, we're just not going to get through. But the problem is we dropped points early on. So for early games of the Mutiny Trophy when we were in a really bad run of form, still trying to work out our tactics again. That should have been a goal for them. So this tactic isn't what I would necessarily describe as that sound defensively. It's okay. I think you can probably tell from the fact we had that 4-4 draw with Pepite that it's not exactly secure at the back. But it's not terrible. And actually it is quite defensive in that full-back, so still back on defend and stuff like that. We've got no-nonsense centre-backs. But it is really good going forward. And in some cases, it's the kind of quick going forward, using long balls, breaking almost like a counter-attack. Or it's going forward and getting it to target man, even though they're quite, their defence is quite deep and them causing trouble. And in some cases, it's like when we were attacking against, so there's the over the top ball. He didn't quite get in. But in some cases, like in the Pepite match, we were breaking with numbers really well. So it was getting to somebody on the wing, or it was getting to one of the strikers, and they were running forward carrying the ball, and then basically the other striker or the strikers and the other midfielder, depending on what side of the pitch they're on, would all come forward. And there was one particular break with Pepite where we actually had 4 players, including one with the ball, past their last line of defence. Their last defender we kind of ran past, and they all ran past. And the player with the ball was furthest forward. And he basically had 3 options to then pass back to who would have been onside. Go on, Richards. I just realised I've made no substitutes. It's fine. We'll just make wholesale changes for the next match. But yeah, you could have passed. You had 3 other options. We broke with numbers quite a few times. Not always 4, but the numbers advantage quite often. In this case, with the example where he had 3 options, obviously he took the shot himself and missed, in true Football Manager style. But he could have, scored, got another one. So there we go. 4-0 against the Jupiters. We're scoring a lot. This is working for our strikers. I need to point out I'm not on the beta version. This is the released version. I don't know what will be released by the time this video comes out, but I'm recording this on the 20th of February, so the latest version is not there. So pause here and we'll come back for more news in the next match. Okay, so we're back, and it's just before we're about to play Moria actually, and Takaro Terras have played Noraruta in the Mutiny Pride Trophy, and they drew, which means profile's wrong. Oh, profile do. We've made it. Just. So despite the fact that Takaro Terras didn't lose a single match, whereas we did against them, we've made it 10 points to their 9, so we're going to be in the final against local rivals, Union Rimataris, the closest island to us, and we will be playing them in the final. So we've got a final to go to this season for definite. They're 3rd in the championship. How are they doing there? I mean, they are a little way off first. AS Chants, I imagine, are going to go up. Whether they go up automatically or they end up in the playoffs, I think they're going to be in the Premiership next season. It's just whether it be the Feral Cats or Rimatara who take the next place if possible. So, yeah. That's gone relatively well for us. We managed to rescue that, and now we've got Moria to play. Just a few bits. Qualify for final, official. No one particularly interesting coming through from the scouting reports. What I mentioned, I think, before was actually through some of our scouting reports, we were getting players from different countries, sometimes smaller countries. We had a couple from Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Syria. They had a lot of players from Australia as well. I mean, they're not a small footballing nation, but they're not one of ours. And generally, I've not touched them. But then I saw this player, Park Dong-suk, in the recommendations from Korea. So I took him on trial, mainly because of his name. I have no intention of signing him. His trial ends today, so I just wanted to point out that we've got Dong-suk on the team. I would only be hiring him because of his name if I did. But other teams, now that I've taken him on trial, are interested. So he might end up playing in the league. Transfer window is open until just after the Moria match. I'm not particularly interested in signing anyone because we're in good form. I wouldn't know where to fit them in. And I think I want to wait till the end of the season. I've got an eye on a midfielder from AS Chance who looks really good. Who might be interested. I've got an eye on a defender as well, potentially, who might help. But I want to wait until the end of the season for that. But I have managed to get rid of a player, Sir Sam Anderwag, who was with us from the very start. He was actually our vice captain. He was a leader in the team. But he was getting further and further down the kind of pecking order for defence. He's one of our central defenders. So I just got rid of him. He's gone to team in the championship, I think. I'll check after this. But he is gone. And yeah, I didn't want to get rid of him. I wasn't trying to force him out, but he wasn't playing. I've got other backups. I've got youth players who can come through and do almost as well as he would and might improve a bit more. So I got rid of him. Got the £100 off the wage budget. Ooh, good save, I guess. Flapped it a bit. So Moria are a strong side. Obviously, they won the very first Premiership title and they've got a few cups to their name. It's the league table. And they're currently in the chase-ish for the title still, so they're not out of it yet by any means. But the Eels and Bora Bora are the ones who got to stake their claims. So the Eels won it. No, the Eels haven't won it. Bora Bora won it last season. The Eels won the OCL. And the Bora Bora manager who won it last season is now managing the Eels. So if he does win, then he'll be staking a claim for the best manager in French Polynesia of all time. Doesn't take much, but 2 titles would do it at this stage, I think. Moria signed this guy, Roche, who'd been on a free for a while, and we looked at him at the start of the season, I think, or the end of last season, and he looked really good as a right back, but he just wouldn't come to us. We weren't big enough for him, we couldn't afford him, team wasn't strong enough for him, all the kind of insulting things the players say when you're trying to get them, even though they'd be like starting every season and with them you'd be dominating the league. They just don't seem to realise that. So yeah, he's gone to Moria finally, which is good because I was starting to get worried that some of these good players that have ended up on a free were just going to get missed. Because there were quite a few for the Tahiti national side who didn't have a team at the start of the season, but they've gradually, almost all, been picked up, and the ones that haven't tend to be the ones that are a little bit older or not quite as good. As you can see now as well, we're 6th as it stands, which is an improvement over the start of the season when we ended up in the relegation playoff spot for a bit. Dark days. Although the board didn't make us have to win a certain number of points in a certain number of games or anything like that. There was no worries about my job at that stage. I did actually check because I was getting paranoid, but I was really secure still. Douglas getting in, going Chisholm. He needs to add Jan in. It's a good move. One of our first moves we've actually been able to see, which is why I've not mentioned much about the match going on. I've just been blabbering over it. So a bit of a non-eventful first half. If we finished 0-0, I'd actually be okay with it. I know I'm not going to win the title this season. I just want to be reasonably high in the table. Not so high expectations get to be ridiculous. So I'm going to bring on Gerard now for Chisholm. Spearling's going to come on eventually for Narendonner, I think. So I rested Spearling from the last match. So obviously I didn't make any subs because I got carried away last match. Riches is also being rested. That's why Douglas is on the left. I brought Waite back from his suspension, so Manuel's on the bench. I might bring Manuel and Spearling on. Yeah, considering how strong Moria are, we're playing in their big stadium as well. We'll have to have a look at the stands. Their stadium can seat 1,100 and something. So it's about the same size as ours will be once the expansion's finished. Moria are still only getting an average of like about 430 fans turning up for the games at their new big stadium. So actually their small stadium would have been the right size still for them. And I think that's what's going to happen to us. So at the moment we're getting like 95% attendances. We're still not selling it out. Actually, our attendance is maximum attendance is even lower than it could be because some of the stands are closed and stuff like that. Or the let's bring Spearling on. Manuel on. But yeah, so our capacity is reduced in our home stadium because of the expansion, which means 95% is that 95% of that reduced capacity. So actually we've got a lower overall average attendance than we did last season, I think. So it doesn't actually bode that well. We don't need this big stadium that's put us into debt. I don't think many of the clubs do. The only team getting more than their 500 is Papeete. They're getting about 700. But they play in the national stadium, which can seat thousands and thousands. Go on, Gerard. Oh, must. So yeah, stadiums are a bit weird. It's good that they're all expanding so there's growth. But I honestly think after all the teams that do it make this initial expansion of about 1,000, or getting to 1,000, I don't think it'll be that soon until the next one. I think there will be waiting quite a while for anything extra to happen to the stadiums, just because I don't think we can pull that many in. So even the Eels who've won the OCL are not pulling in vast amounts. The reigning champions have got smaller attendance than we do. So this has been quite a boring match. I mean, I'm okay with boring, considering we won the other one 4-0. I've said this, now they're going to score. Stadium looks alright there. Got a few extra stuff. It looks kind of bog standard. It will be years and years, I think, until we get the super stadiums. Oh, Jared nods it on. Through. Good tackle. That was a good move in the making, but they stopped it well. Let's go long. Go long now. If we scored now, we would be absolutely robbing them. We're not going to score now. The draw will do us. That was a fortunate tackle. I don't think that was a good sliding tackle. That was a fortunate sliding tackle. There we go. So you've seen us qualify for the Mutiny Trophy and just about squeak a point in a fairly even game against Moria. We'll see where that leaves us in the table, and then I shall sign off for the day. Well done. Yeah, keep him happy. So we're 6th currently. We could easily go down when these ones play their matches. We could go down to 9th. We could go down to 10th technically, but could happen. So we're not particularly secure up there. I don't think we will drop all that distance, but we'll see. And again, yeah, we're quite far away from competing at this end. 17 points behind first. That's fine. Our season is all about mid-table, winning some silverware. We've got a semi-final coming up, I think. And then we've got that other final. Let's look at the transfers. So, sorry, transfer sense, you can see eventually Ronald Haas will join us. By the time he joins us, I don't think we'll need him. I don't think he's going to be good enough. He was good. He looked good when he was 16. In terms of transfer history, Anderweg has gone to the Rapper Feral Cats. Paul Manuel, who is attacking midfielder left, has gone on loan to the Shellfish. Henderson left us and has gone to Terahi. I can't remember if I mentioned that, but he is gone. Bothwell is back with us. We sent him out on loan at the start of the season after he played a couple of games for us, but he got injured, so we brought him back. Joe Jansen has gone. In terms of the league's transfers, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Vaguely. So we have record signings. So we actually, I think, held the record with about £240 the year before for Gerard. we spent 180 for Yannick Janin, but the Eels got Ve'ari Halligan from Taha for 1,500, potentially rising to 2,100. He's a goalkeeper. He played in their game in the Club World Championship, so they have played. They lost to a team from South Korea, but obviously got their massive payday. And he's played reasonably well for them. I don't think I would have paid that money for him, but he is the record signing in all of the leagues as it stands. So things are changing. I think next season we'll start to see a bit more money filtering in. A few more teams spending a little bit if they can. Especially now the Eels have got money in that they can spread around, or at least they can write off their own debts. But we'll end there. Thanks very much for watching, and we will come back probably for a Bora Bora match. Because I think we've got them coming up in the Cup. Oh, it's the final. We'll come back for the Cup final. That's nice and easy, isn't it? Play the matches in between, come back for the Cup final. So I will see you then. Thanks very much.